today, and stream number 2 now. Surprising. How's everybody doing today? Me, I'm doing good. We're gonna decided we might play some Skyrim, and just kind of see what's going on. See if it'll do us good. I am gonna apologize because we might play some Skyrim, and just kind of see what's. All right. So now that I made sure that it's all looking good, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for this sound. I think I probably should set this up ahead of time to not blow our ears off. So let's hope that it's not too ridiculous, because otherwise we all might end up being kind of deaf. So what kind of add-ons do we have? Okay, it's been a while, so let's see what kind of mods we got, because ultimately it boils down to basically what kind of mods we have. So I don't know. I mean, some people play them without. It's been a while, so let's see what kind of mods we got, because ultimately I might get rid of this, because I don't. Alternative start, get rid of that. I mean, they have good ones. Oh my. Okay, so alright, so Serana's still there. Quality, don't need that. Alright, I need these. Gender heights, Stones of Baron Zaya, better male presets, relationship dialogue overhaul. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I definitely want to have this on there, because I don't want to be not having those. So let's kind of see. Man, this takes 114 megabytes. Good grief, just download already. Okay, so while that kind of speed through, and done. Okay, so unofficial Skyrim patch, not doing that, and I'm not doing that simply because I find that so one of the things that I've noticed, now again, I don't really pay attention to really much of what's happening, but one of the things that I do notice is the chest that's in Dawnstar, the hidden chest where you go underneath, in between the rocks. The unofficial patch removes that chest, or at least somehow causes it so it doesn't appear. And that's not the only thing it gets rid of, but that's the major thing where I'm always like, well, where's the chest? And I thought, well, maybe it's the Xbox, maybe it's the PC, and then I've checked both, and it just, for some reason, it just gets rid of both of them. So, I'm hoping that it's not too much. So let's gameplay. I know I'm an absolute novice. It's master volume down, so that way it's not too bad. Let me see, make sure that kind of sounds good. So, but yeah, I mean, it could be a little off center, so make sure. Actually, I might turn it down just a little bit further. I have myself on my own on my wife's phone, trying to make sure this kind of sounds good, but make sure. Actually, I might turn it down just a little bit further. Okay, I think. So think we're fine now. So, but yeah, so yeah, I got rid of that, and I don't typically use the said. I just typically don't do it. So my goal here is kind of start, and I'm not, and I know there's the meme, right, of like where it's like I'm not gonna go stealth archer, but having played this to where I have done two-hander, shield and sword, those types of things. So
you and me shouldn't be here. Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
We're all brothers and sisters in binds
so
now.
actually, while this ride happens, I will be right back so we don't miss anything too much. So make sure the volume's up. All right, I'll be right back.
Jarl Windhelm? You're the leader of the rebellion. But if they've captured you, oh gods, where are they taking us?
I don't know where we're going, but Sovngarde awaits.
No, this can't be happening. This isn't happening.
Hey, what village are you from, horse thief?
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Tullius, sir. The headsman is waiting.
Good. Let's get this over with.
Sure. Mara, Debella, Kinnereth, Akatosh, Divines, please help me.
Look at him. General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the
So,
Dalmor are with
let's
us.
see, we haven't moved.
Damn elves.
Which is
I bet they
the-
had something
I
to do
love
with
the
this.
guy's facial expression. It's like, oh, we're gonna die, and it's like, yes, we are in fact. Your follower cannot accompany you here. What? I'm not a follower. This is the beginning of the game.
I used to be sweet on a girl from here.
This
Wonder
is
if
okay.
Elon
So it's
is
gonna.
still making
You're
that
gonna have to
mean
bear with me because I have been
Jupiter
playing on the
When I was a
the
boy, Imperial
kind
walls
of on the
and towers
Xbox,
used to
so
make
I'm not
faces.
used to this. So also a couple things for anybody watching, and I'll probably reiterate this later, is that I'm using Droid Cam, so I'm using my phone as a camera because my last stream was my my laptop's camera, and so anybody who's used those knows they're absolute garbage. So I'm using my phone for the time being until I can get a webcam, because right now the webcam I want is sold out everywhere where I live. So so
Face your daddy.
yeah, and because of that I can't see the chat, so occasionally, right, I'm gonna try and check the chat and see see if anybody's commented. So please feel free to chat. If I don't immediately get to you, that's why. But yeah, so but hopefully I can soon get that camera and have this sorted out. So hopefully by next week. I probably won't stream tomorrow, or Tuesdays and Thursdays are basically going to be my stream days, and again I might not stream both of those days, so just because I work evenings the other 5 days out of the week. So okay, so all right, let's can we tab? No, we can go that way. Can't go. What about tab? No. How about shift? No. Okay, so I'm gonna have to move the camera, which I really hate doing, to here temporarily. Again, you know, it's not the greatest setup, I get it, but you know, it's still the start of streaming, so I'm not too concerned. Again, this is all change. So I'm gonna go for female because, you know, I just want to play as female. So the question is, and I didn't, you know, I'm doing all this spontaneous. I didn't like plan this out or anything. I'm just gonna go with the flow. So I'm kind of trying to see, do I want to do, should we do, you know, should we do a Khajiit? Should we do, not a Khajiit, so Nord? Nord's so, I feel like Nord and Imperial's so basic though. High Elf, nah. Dark Elf, nah. Breton, because here's the thing about the Elder Scrolls, right? Let's see what we can do with her while I say this. But like, the thing about Skyrim is, and the Elder Scrolls in general, is that it doesn't give two tiddlywinks really what your character brace is. Like, in all honesty, it does not matter. Like, you could, that's interesting, you could honestly, right, just pick a freaking, what's the most magical devolved, Argonian, I guess, honestly, or Khajiit, right? And you could just straight up just bring her way back a little bit. You could just straight up pick that race, and after about, I want to say, you know what? Actually, no. We're gonna go Nord. Yeah, I think we're gonna do warrior. Oh, man. See, here's what my problem is, right, with the difference in Oblivion versus Skyrim, right? So I was saying, like, you can pick any race and it doesn't make a difference in the long run. And it really didn't necessarily in Skyrim, but, I mean, or in Oblivion, but there was still kind of an obvious problem. But what I like about Oblivion, right, aside from a multitude of things, is the fact that you can just cast while holding a sword and a shield. So, and again, that's why I almost streamed that rather than Skyrim, and that may still be a thing I do, but today we're going to do Skyrim. But the the thing is like in Skyrim, right, you have to pick. You can't have a sword and a shield or two-hander and cast magic. So you kind of have to pick and choose your battle. But for the sake of this, I think the type of character we're going to go for, and I'm really curious, should I do, you know, I don't know, should I like the eye shape there. Oh gosh, no, go back. go back. Can we get piercing blue? I like the piercing blue. I see. Yeah, let's do a little bit of red. No. You can kind of see it there. Yeah. So I think we're gonna do one or two-hander. I have not decided. The two-handers are slower, but I don't know. That's the real hard part. It's like, what are we gonna do, right? Like, and we might get into this and be like, nah, we don't want to do magic. Now, my author complained about one of the things I dislike actively about Skyrim on the PC, and it's just, honestly, I'll chalk it up to user error rather than just being like outside overblown. But it's like when I go to click a option, right? I'll go to click something and it'll be like, oh, you'll click 3, and it happens in Fallout New Vegas too, and Fallout 4. Not Fallout 4. Fallout 4 kind of made it easier with the 4 ways, but like you'll go to click something and it'll be like, it'll select this option because for some reason it's like, oh, here's where you are, but I'm clicking on this. So I tend to be more careful with my hair, or with my clicking and making sure that's highlighted. My hair. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Let's see. Should we go black? Or like blonde? Kind of like in the blonde there. Alright. We're gonna name you... I can move this back now. Now that that's all situated. We're gonna name you... Okay, so I'm the type of person, right? There's some people who just name characters to name them. I like lore type names. Like, I like getting into the, like, I don't want to name my thing like Snowball or, you know, something like that. Like, I like having an actual name that's kind of fits. So, let's do... let's do let's do Astrid. No, that's too on the nose. Let's do Svetlana. No. Mariah. And it doesn't have to be, like, right, like, I'm not, I know that Mariah might not necessarily be a Nordic name, but it's one of those where I'm going for it, like, regardless. So I'm just kind of picking what I like. So I like Mariah, so guess what? We're going with Mariah.
At least you'll die here, in your homeland.
So yeah.
Follow the captain, prisoner.
So let's go get our head possibly chopped off. It's kind of like, oh, he's not on the chopping block. Well, what are we going to do about that? Oh, well, let's just chop his head off anyway. It's like, thanks. Like,
some here in Helgen call you
like,
a hero.
oh, he's not on the list. Maybe we made a mistake. Nah, we're in the Imperial Legion. We never make mistakes. It's so dumb. But inevitably, spoiler alert, I'll be joining the Legion. I'm sorry. I did the Stormcloaks my very first playthrough, right? And they're just absolute racists. Like, the absolute most racist people. Now, granted, my character's a Nord. This character, at least. That might change. But, like, if you're not a Nord, they're just like, you're a terrible, like, you're just trash, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, the people will constantly complain that the soldiers stink and things like I mean, like, smelly stink, not like, yeah, I mean, both, but, so, I have never liked the Stormcloaks since then, and every playthrough I've ever done, I have always played, the Legion, so, you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry, because I think the Legion, because, okay, here's my, from a lore perspective, right, again, going back to lore, I think that, sorry, I think that the Legion is Skyrim's best hope, right, and Elder Scrolls 6, right, if it's set post Skyrim, right, will kind of tell us maybe who won, you know, and also whether or not the Dark Brotherhood is canon or not. So, a couple things. One is, right, Skyrim, so the Aldemir Dominion invades Cyrodiil, conquers everything, right, makes them sign the White Gold Concordat, which basically, among other things, outlaws the worship of Talos, which pisses the Nords off in Skyrim, which causes this, okay, that doesn't cause the whole rebellion, it's the treatment of Ulfric and his people by the Legion that causes this whole rebellion. That's just kind of part of it, and basically a good way for him to be like, oh, they outlawed Talos, this helps me out. They offended me, but if I use this, I can get more followers. So, anyway, but, okay, look, you blonde bit, like, move. I gotta take the, I think I need to take the audio down a little bit further. So, you know, Skyrim's in the Civil War, right? Skyrim on its, let's not get cooked here, Skyrim on its own cannot fight the Aldemir Dominion. Now, this Aldemir Dominion, which is the third Aldemir Dominion overall, is not like the first and the second one, and I believe the first one is the one we see in what is it? The first one is the one we see in Elder Scrolls Online, I believe. It could be the second one, but I think it's the first one. So this is the third one overall, and they stormed over Cyrodiil, right? So there's no way they can beat them. Hammerfell was successful in rebelling from at around this time as this is happening. Hammerfell pulled out from the Dominion, is actively fighting them. And there's a lot that can be said for Skyrim itself. Like, it's not like they're bad warriors, right? Like, they side with, like, they're fantastic warriors, but there's not enough of them to compete with the Dominion or the strength. Like, the Nords are so anti-magic, it's ridiculous, right? So that limits it down to basically, if you side with the Legion, you can get, one, you can unify Skyrim, which helps. And, you know, by unifying Skyrim, now you've got Cyrodiil and the Nords all banded together. And it really makes it look like, if you pay attention to what the Emperor says, it makes it look like that's going to be the case. That I'm actually going to set magic into my left hand so we can... No, I forgot that switches it around. So... oh yeah, so, you know, that's kind of how it is right now. But I think if you side, you know, you get the Legion and the people together, then ultimately that'll... Wow, she really just watched her dude burn to death. Like, lady, what are you doing? Here, have a sword in the throat. Thank you. Bye-bye. Night-night. Just gonna take all for now. So yeah, that's kind of my my philosophy of joining the Legion also, is like, it's the best chance Skyrim has to survive, honestly. And Legate Ricka believes that, because we know war with the Dominion is coming, because General Tullius mentions that. He's like, you know, he's like, I think this is going real bad, and like, we're gonna have to do something about this. And so, but he tells you to like keep it between yourselves. Can you guys just die already? Die. Here. So, you know, I think that's ultimately where we're headed. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna just fix that problem and just, you know, don't wanna... Do I have boots on? Yes, I do. Okay, what about weapons? Do I have weapons? War axe is more effective. I usually like axes because axes are kind of even Steven, right? Like, swords are fastest, maces do the most damage, and so axes aren't as fast. I don't like this guy. You can say what you want, but like, I hate this dude. Oh, darn, what a shame. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you alive because you're useful cannon fodder. But I hate this dude because he's like, I don't want to help you, and blah, blah, blah. And also, I hate that they torture people. Like, regardless of my thoughts on the war, I don't think you should torture people here. Like, there's still fellow Nords, so let's not do that, shall we? Iron Shield. Oh, hey. Right now the lights, that's kind of all completed. So now, but yeah, so that's ultimately why I sided with the Legion, because I think it's necessary for the survival of Skyrim. And a united Skyrim and Cyrodiil would be something, because it is my opinion that this Dominion is actively trying to get this civil war going, and maybe have the Stormcloaks win, maybe just have them kill each other until there's no winner. But yeah, ultimately I think that's the goal of the Dominion. Anyway, so something else also is, and many of you have probably already done this, but for those who are watching who may have never thought of this, I'm going to show you basically how in Riverwood you can basically go from like level 1 to all the way to like level 7. Oh, and that's what reminds me. That was the other thing the unofficial patch gets rid of. The unofficial patch gets rid of the ability... Here, have a seat. It gets rid of the ability to trade gold. Ooh, I'm almost out of space. What's the word I'm looking for? Alright, listen, guys, we can be friends here. It gets rid of the ability to trade gold. Like, if you have a follower who can train you, right? They can... I'm gonna need that for later. Possibly. Yeah, sure. The torturer's assistant die yet? Wow, I got a just arrow in my straight neck there. Or did he not come with us? He probably didn't come with us, honestly. Oh well. I usually just kill him anyway. Oh shoot, I've got too much stuff. This is where I usually get kind of picky with like what I keep. I'm like, if you're not, see, there's such, like, I don't need that, right? Those are necessary to keep. I don't know. I like the shield for the extra defense. And I know I can use Q to switch, but I don't want to switch. Set that up right now until I made a decision. So I've got to remember where my train of thought was. Oh yeah. So yeah, if you trade, like, have a companion train you, right? You pay them gold. Well, if they're your current companion at the time, right? You can go, hey, I want to trade with you, and they'll give you the money back. So it's like you never spent anything for free training. But the unofficial Skyrim patch makes that impossible. Like, you pay them, your gold is gone. Like, it's straight gone. So it makes the trick that I'm gonna do impossible. So, and we're gonna use our good old buddy Faendal, who, as we all know, is just a phenomenal person. Difficult to do. I get set on. They die. Let's see what gameplay set to. That's why I don't like it on medium. I like it in between medium and easy. Well, it's like the definition of easy. Like, there's very easy, medium. Wait, what did I get?
Giant snakes.
Well, you know, giant snakes wouldn't be. They're, you know, vibration, look, sensitivity, save on character menu, display. Ah, that's what we're missing. I'm like, why can I not see what he's saying? Because I'm gonna leave that there. I hope that was set right. I bet I didn't just mess that up. Anyway. But anyway, so yeah. We're gonna go from, like, once we get to Riverwood, we're gonna go from like 1 to 7. And it really helps also if you oh my gosh, why do I have to, what do I have in ingredients? I'm gonna eat that and learn that. Okay, there we go. Dropped a pound. What if you just read a book and it just instantly vamoosed? Like, it's just... Yeah, I'm not going to sneak past this thing. I'm not doing stealth. Well, I will... Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm not going to do stealth. Like, I'm not going to be a stealth archer, but I will use stealth when it is convenient to me. Which I think is just generally what most people do anyways. Just do whatever's convenient for themselves. Um, those don't weigh anything. That weighs 20 pounds. It's also, you also kind of have to, using a newer term, you kind of have to ratio like weight to value. Like, is it worth keeping based on how much it weighs? It's like, those are worth keeping, that's worth keeping. I'm gonna drop one sword because, yeah. So I will sneak when it's convenient, but I think for the most part we're just gonna stand up and just bash our way through. I mean, that's what a good Nord does. So yeah, you know, it's one of those things where see if we've got any chat. No, okay. I just want to make sure.
Wait.
You know, so, you know, we're just gonna kind of slash our way through. So yeah.
Looks like he's gone for good this time. But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes back. Closest town from here is Riverwood. My uncle's the blacksmith there. I'm sure.
Oh yeah?
he'll help you
He's
out.
blacksmith?
And
Oh,
it's probably
pretty good.
best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today.
What the? Did it just randomly add apparel into my... Wow, they weigh nothing and they're worth a fortune. Cool. Oh, these must be the... I must have the, not just the mods, but I believe... Yeah, okay, so that letter's for the dog. So, see how, like, I want to click on this, right? Watch. It's going to bring that up because it's not highlighted. So, I got to be more careful. Yeah, it's the creation... What is that called? There's mods, add-ons, creation. I feel like it's like Creation Labs or something. The, like, Bethesda-sponsored mods, essentially.
If the rebels have themselves a dragon,
And so I've got a couple. I've got the Nordic Jewelry, the Dwarven Mud Crab, and I've got one that's like a skinned hound. Like, if you've played Oblivion and went to the Shivering Isles where Shoggorath was, you will come across in Dementia, the southern part, which I'll get into that in a second.
see that ruin up there?
You'll come across
Lee
skinned
Forest
hounds,
Barrow.
and they
When I
were
was a
creepy
boy,
then. They scared me as a
place
kid.
always used to give me nightmares.
I was like, let's see.
Draugr creeping down the
That would
mountain.
have been 2006, so I was like 11 when that came out. Yeah, I know, probably older than I should have been to be scared. But hey, they caught me by surprise looking at a dog with no skin and half its meat missing. Zombies used to get to me too, and the ghouls in the race. But, you know, whatever. It's what it is. But on a side note, right, we're going to take the... Wait, no, I want to hear where he's like, oh, I
These are the
believe you.
Guardian stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot
So,
Skyrim's
the
landscape.
Shivering Isles, right? So, my major, what I
See
study,
yourself.
right, or when I'm getting ready to get my bachelor's and finish out, is in psychology. So, the psychology, right, of the Shivering Isles fascinates me to no end. Like, the top half, Mania, right, is blissful. It's like gorgeous. I loved it. I sided with Mania the first time I went through the game. And Mania is like, you know, it represents the manic, depressive disorder. So, you know, a lot of that. But you'll notice that the guards are very, like, meh, until you become a god. And they're like, oh, I love you. You're a god. And it's like, I still don't like you because you were just an a-hole the whole time. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright, come on. You want some? Come get some. Cheap. I stole your kill.
Must have scared them off.
So it looks very peaceful, but the people have a lot of manic problems. And then dementia obviously represents the demented side of the brain, right? It's dark, it's gloomy, but the people are a little bit more hopeful, right? They're not as paranoid as manics usually are. And the Dark Seducer guards are much more helpful and kind, right? So if you can get past the gloominess, like, it's a lot of fun. And it really brings it to a point when you do the, I can't remember, it starts with an X, whatever the tower. It's like the first mission Shogora sends you on is to reactivate this, like, defense to keep adventurers out since the gatekeeper's dead. Because you killed it to get in. So, I'm gonna shift walk here. Capsic walk. I hate when people, like, when you walk and they walk and they're like fast. Oh yeah, we're gonna need to do this real quick. I saw a dragon, Helgen.
You had best tell the Jarl and Whiterun.
Oh yeah. Hey, you and Feindal look like the same girl.
I've seen him sneaking over to the Riverwood Trader to speak with her when I'm not around.
Why not do something about it?
You're right. Here.
Yeah, I'll give her this letter. Totally.
What's going on? And who's this?
She's a friend. Saved my life, in fact. Come on.
Yep,
I'll explain
that's me.
everything, but we need to go inside.
Tiny person here. I his friend.
Okay, come inside then. Sigrid will get you something to eat.
Anyway, so you do the tower, right? Ooh, steal these cabbages. My cabbages! Which, I wonder if this cart is a reference to Cabbage, like Cabbage Man. If you've watched Avatar, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know, but I'm gonna sell the cabbages anyway. So when you do the tower, right, after you get it all activated, the, you have to basic 3 adventurers come through and you gotta choose how to deal with them. So you have 2 buttons on either side, right, as the 3 adventurers come through. And one is a mania choice, which usually drives the person insane, and one is the dementia choice, which kills them. So like in the first room, the mania choice is to have a one single gnarl blow up into a giant size, and it drives the archer insane. Or the demented option is basically oh, I don't think I hope I got the gold thing with this. I hope I got the gold mod. If not, that's gonna be weird. That's gonna be awkward, and we're gonna have to fix that. Oh, we did. Okay, good. He's got 10,000 gold. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, I don't need those arrows. I don't think I need them. Anyway, so this other option is for many small little, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It like tree. Oh my gosh, I hate that.
Some may call this
Yeah.
Me, I call them treasures.
My cabbages.
Now, if you're going to get those seeds, you should head.
Oh no, I need to. Dang it, I need to talk to her. Unless she's already taken off down the road. No, she has not. So yeah, and the smaller ones will of course kill the archer, right? So the second room is a cage over like all these jewels, right? And the jewels are locked behind a cage and they need a key. Well, if you choose the mania option, 1 billion keys fall from the ceiling, none of which open the cage, and the mage usually just goes mad from like being like, I can find the key, I can find the key, I could be rich, blah 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 blah, and yeah, he just goes insane. The demented option is for a fireball to be fired at them and kills the mage. The third and final area.
I appreciate your help. Please take this.
Follow me. I
Lead the
need
way.
your help. Hey,
Can I
big
help
guy.
It's
Let's see what you have that I can take, because you will inevitably die. Hopefully not. I like Feindal, actually. A lot of people think he's useless. And he kind of is, but he has his moments, right? I'm not going to armor him or anything, but, you know, he has his moments. How much wood do we got? We should be able to do what I need to do in this next house. Nope, I have not gotten to that point where I can take that stuff.
Wow, that was just sitting there. I wish
Can I take this yet? No. So anyway, The third room you come to is a room with corpses strung up, and if you played Oblivion, it was a lot darker than Skyrim. Like, Oblivion was much darker, had a lot more graphic content despite having 2006 graphics. And so... Oh, this conversation gets going. Can I take their stuff yet? Oh, I can. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to listen to this conversation. I'm going to take all this stuff.
What are you doing here, looking like you lost an argument with a cave?
So when you get there, the main option is for him to see ghosts and stuff, and basically the leader basically just goes insane, right? The dementia option is for corpses to come alive and basically just murder him. And in the end, you have any of that may go insane or kind of locked up in a little cell where they will inevitably starve to death or be rehabilitated depending on Lord Sheogor's predisposition, as it were.
I need to get back to solitude.
So if you so basically on those options, you can kind of tell where you fall in mentality, more or less. Like, I just like the demented options. Occasionally I like the occasional insanity, but I like killing them. I think it's much more fun to kill them, except for the keys. The keys is kind of, it's hard not to want to like drive a mage insane type thing. Especially an elf, because they usually think they're so high and mighty.
Take what you need across when you get to Whiterun. Just keep Jarl. So far, I don't. But I've no doubt he'll prove flawed. Of course. That doesn't mean I support everything the Empire's been doing.
Anyway, so
well,
need to harvest all this stuff. Anyway, so and for anybody wondering, this is not stealing. This is appropriating for the war effort. Nope, don't want to steal that because I don't want to piss them off. I do have boundaries. Gonna need those. We're gonna try and make our own set of iron armor before we go on to the next part, but we'll see. So yeah, I just like dimension options. So yeah, now we're gonna ransack this house till I've taken everything that's not nailed to the floor. Okay, so I think I've taken everything. I need to go over and check his stuff, because I can pick up, how much space do I have? Oh, I got plenty of space.
what are you doing that for?
Well, I wouldn't, if you didn't have it lying around, I wouldn't just kick it, you know. Whoops. So, let's take that. Let's take all of that. Use. Okay, so let's go sell this stuff, right? Now I'll get rid of kind of this problem, but yeah. I usually like ransack everybody's home.
The sooner you trinkets,
And this is a good way to make money
sort of thing.
kind of early on, so without like doing a duplication thing and some other. I'd rather have a sword in this case. I'll take the sword. Go. Don't need food because I never use it unless I'm like really desperate. Sometimes I'll hold on to it, but not in this case. $1,500 gold, not bad. Alright, so now we're gonna go to Fandal's house and steal. Okay, not steal. Take. It sounds so wrong, but he's offering it up because I'm such a nice friend. Now, in my defense, I have okay, the first time I got Vayne alright, he died completely by accident. And that was because I was doing the Golden Glow with the Thieves Guild, and I was crouched, I was using a bow and arrow, and he stepped right in front of me as I let the arrow go, and it just shot him in the back and killed him. So that was so much fun. I felt really bad, but not enough that I like reloaded or anything. I was just like, well, he did. So yeah, I just kind of left it at that. Taking my time with this table because I freaking hate this stupid table, because it's always like, no, you take a seat, you stand up, you take a seat. Ooh, dude, bruh. This is my exact point. This right here. So yeah. And then the second time he was my companion, and usually I use him up until I get a better companion. Like in this case, I haven't decided if I'm going to marry Serana or not, because Ayla's a pretty good. The first playthrough I ever did, I married Muiri, the girl who gives you one of the Dark Brotherhood quests. She's like a client. You like kill her fiance or her ex-sister and things of that nature. Thank you, Fane. Oh, you're just so generous with all this stuff. So yeah, I think occasionally you'll find things that you can't take, and the game's like, hey, you shouldn't take that, that's stealing, and I'm like, but he's dead. Anyway, okay, so we need armor is what we gotta figure out. We gotta make armor. Just the chest piece, so we should have all the stuff to do that with, but we're gonna take care of this first. So anyway, so the second time he died was when I got to Serana, or maybe it wasn't the second time, maybe it was like sometime after that, maybe after I'd already done the game once with Serana, but I was like, as soon as I got her, I straight up shot and killed him just straight in the middle of the thing. I was like, well, I don't have a need for you, and you've seen the Dark Brotherhood and everything else, so can't have any loose ends. Okay, bye. And just left his body in there and moved on. I'm like, I don't like you enough to not kill you because you know too many secrets. Which we've all been there. Come on, we've all been there. Like, I'm sure, like me, there's some people who like him, and I'm sure there's some people who love him and would absolutely not do that and be like, oh, he's best boy or something. But for me, I'm like, nah, he's just not. He's not important enough to keep alive. But I do like the friend. If you play a wood elf, he like addresses you like, oh, hey, fellow wood elf. So that's kind of cool. Makes killing him slightly harder, just slightly. Alright, so after stealing everything, and we're still going to make some stuff over at the blacksmith, we made 1,800 gold, and I think we came in with like 100, so maybe, no, I don't think we came in with anything, honestly. I think we came in with like a few septums to our name. So the hard part is, right, there you are with the broom. So let's wait 20 hours, right? 18 hours we'll do. So so yeah. Okay, so
Take what you need.
yeah.
Good to see
Do you have any help around the forge?
Yes,
Yeah, alright.
actually. How about you
Smith,
sneak me
okay,
iron
can you
dagger?
guys just not cluster bang each other right there?
Go ahead. Shabby. Apprentice level work, but solid.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a master yet.
Not bad, but it's a little dull. How about you sharpen it up? Just need a bit of
Sure.
metal on the grindstone over there. Not bad.
Nah, I don't feel like sharpening that, honestly, because
How
I'm
about
just
you
like,
sharpen it up? Maybe God,
Here's
you want
the
a bit of
sharpening
metal on the
there.
grindstone over keep there. Helping? How about you make
tan some
armor?
leather.
Let's start by tanning some leather on the... Good morning, wife.
Hello, husband. You're rising late. You spent too long at the Sleeping Giant last night, didn't you?
Of course I'm not just rising. You must have been out when I woke up. Well, I'd better get to work. I have to fix another saw blade for Gerda's mill.
Take care, husband.
I have never seen that exchange,
Hello,
but
friend.
that's, oh, that's me and my
Let's
wife.
see if you
Oh
can make
man,
a high
well,
note.
I have,
Here's the rest of what you need.
I have in fact slept. So we have a 2-year-old, right? And I've slept. Like she'll wake up, she'll be crying, and like I'm just like, just out of it, right? So
Glad to
tired.
hear.
And there now, okay,
Let's
so
improve the fit.
let me rephrase this.
Take
This was
this
one
leather
time
to the
that this
workbench.
happened. I don't want anybody to think this is a common thing. So yeah, the one time I like, she must have been. I don't think she was up for that. She could. I don't know. But my wife came home early from work. She works like 3 a.m. to 11
Keep
a.m.
working at your...
So
Why
she's
don't
up
you
and
keep
gone
that
like
dagger
middle of
in
the night.
Maybe you'll remember me when you're making
And
Protect
so
yourself or deal some damage.
I don't need this, and I don't need that. So there's a bit of extra gold.
Anytime,
Now we just
friend.
gotta craft ourselves an iron chest piece. Banded iron armor needs a corundum and some leather strips. I need 2 leather strips. Okay, that's not. We can work with that. Yeah, let's just craft all the leather strips we can. Anyway, she came home. Bottom line was super upset that I was still in bed, and you know, she has a right to be. I should not have been asleep. But yeah, I feel that where he's like, oh yeah, I'm not waking up, because I've woken up sometimes and it's like right before she gets there, and I'm like, no, I've been up the whole time, right? Like Cora will still be asleep, but it doesn't matter either way. So anyway, put that on. I think now that we've done
It's
that,
good to see you again.
yeah, good to see you
Looking
too.
to protect yourself.
You know, it's
Deal
good
some
to know my
damage.
friends are still there when I need them. Okay, so now
Until
we've
next
got
time.
all that accomplished, right? And we're about 60% to level 2. So now let me save to make sure this doesn't blow up in our face. All right, so Feindal, I need to just train me to do
I'll
better
show you
archery.
what I know.
And so essentially, right, this trick of mine,
Certainly.
which is the standard trick that everybody on the planet knows about, but you know, hey, there might be one person who doesn't know. So if you're that one person, hey, welcome. And essentially what you do is you just have him train you to be better at archery. He can take you basically all the way to 50, which if you're careful will take you to, it should take you to like almost level 5, right? So like my archery is like, I've trained with him twice, so it's 15, so I can get a lot out of him. It really depends on how low, right? How low your archery is. So yeah, so like I started out with 15, so I can get way more out of them. Sometimes you start at like 25 or 20, you're not gonna get nearly as much. So like now we're already level 5,
Just be here.
right? So and we're at,
I'll show you what I know.
so now sometimes you get this point where it's like, oh, I don't have enough money, so I have to kind of.
I'll show you what I know.
So now I'm at 40, so I can do this twice basically gonna do a full training session twice more. So it should, every 5 should get you a level, at least at this point. And I highly recommend doing this because, one, if you're gonna do stealth archer, this is a great way to just automatically start at like 50 points. So, and if you're not, then hey, you have a skill that's pretty high, and you know. So there you go. So we're gonna be able to train 5 more times. It might get us to level.
I'll show you what I know.
I don't think it's gonna get us to level 8, but you see the point of like it did get us to 7. So yeah, and so now, ooh, look at that. Oh, so close.
I'll just be here then.
How close am I to like, right? It's gonna make iron armor. I need 5 iron ingots. So I'd have to really spend some money to get some iron ingots, right?
Take what you need, my friend. Within reason, of course.
Okay, you don't have... So, yeah, so now we can go to our skills, right? And be like, well, I know I'm going to be using one-handers, so I'll go ahead and take that. I can double into that. I'm going to use a shield. Going to use heavy armor. Right, I think. So let's double check here, right? I've got power attacks cost 25 less. So, yeah, I think we're going to do that. And then we're going to move on to smithing. I'm going to take steel smithing next. But I'm so close either way that it's really irrelevant as to what I'm going to do. So now if Feigned all dies, it's like it's not a loss, right? So you're starting, like I'm just now starting at basically level 8. Still have almost 2,000 gold, so you know it's a good way to get a good start on this game. And again, there are a lot of people who aren't, you know, concerned with doing it the old-fashioned way, or they already know about it, or they know a better way. This is simply just my way of doing it. So do whatever works best for you. This is just me showing you maybe something you haven't thought about, maybe you knew something like that, but you didn't know that that was an option as of right now. And I will point out that the way where my camera is the way my phone is designed right now, and eventually I might move it down at a lower angle, but right now it's blocking not only the map but the health bars. So I have no idea how much health people have. I have no idea where enemies are because I can't see the compass, or the compass? Compass. Compass. I think my wife has been trying to get me to say compass. So I think that's right. If it is right, tell me in the comments, because I want proof that I was right. It's the moral victories that matter. It's the moral victories. So yeah. Small things every now and then to be like, ha, I can't pronounce it right. Bite me.
Now ain't this a surprise?
Not surprised how much of a bitch you are. You know. Yep. Fuck it. Yep. Big dick energy. Oh, you died. What a shame. But, oh yeah, I should level up probably now. Full times. So, yeah, I've got health done. So now, right, let's see. So my block is 20, right? That's good where it is. So my one-handed at 25, right? Is there anything that's going to open up? These are all 30, I think. So yeah, so we can safely take smithing and be fine. So we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, so take the coin purse. I'm not gonna immediately like travel back because I'm gonna sell this stuff before I go into Bleakfell's Barrow. But my goal for tonight, right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go through Bleak Falls Barrow. We're gonna return the Golden Claw, and then we're basically gonna set ourselves up so that way we can just head on to Whiterun, and then we're gonna switch to WoW. So I hope you stay and watch a little bit of World of Warcraft, and maybe, who knows, maybe we might come back to Skyrim after some WoW. I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things that we're gonna play by ear. I hate choosing a specific game because, like, if I get bored or something, I don't want to, like, lock myself into it. But I need to do better at that because I don't want to let my ADHD just straight up just be like, So, bear with me. Yesterday I started out playing World of Warcraft, then we went to some Among Us. Tried to do some Oblivion. That lasted about 5 seconds. And then went to... come back here, you. Come back here. You listen. Listen. I told you to listen. This would have all been avoided if you just listened. But some people just don't want to. Now you got the ground all ow. Oh, that was so close. Ooh, haha, blocked. Nice. Okay, I think. Yep, okay, so we're good. So I found Bleak Falls Barrow, so now we're gonna travel back to Riverwood. No. Move that. We'll go to Riverwood, and then we'll teleport back, and then that way we'll be kind of low on gear, so that way we can pick up as much loot as we can. But yeah, so, you know, I just kind of like to switch. Oh, this guy.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see. I have a look. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Books. Oh, this is the...
Riches beyond imagining. I found these words.
This is a mod,
inscribed in
the
ancient
Forgotten
War of
City.
Ruins
It's
in
pretty...
Greek.
Okay, my
mark the
goal
entrance
of
to a
this
forgotten
game is
city.
to do that mod. I have
brother
never
went
done
in
that mod.
days
I have
ago
downloaded it every
hasn't
time.
returned.
I've just never gotten to
I
it.
need someone I can count on.
So
Go
I'm
and
gonna do
after
that
him,
probably.
bring him back
I don't
alive.
know. I think we're gonna do the
I've heard
companions
great things
first,
about
right?
you, which is why I'm asking for your help. I'll be waiting for you in the ruins. Please hurry. And remember, riches beyond imagining. Cassia.
So I'm hoping it's a pretty good mod. So delete that. Think we're good, right? Yeah, should be low on equipment. So now we'll re-equip our axe so that way that's ready to go. So yeah. Whoop. Go ahead and cut through and push through this, and yeah, make sure we're looking good. So yeah. Sorry, it's late. So yeah. So yeah, but I found streaming to be, this has got to be one of the most fun things I've ever done. Like, this is, I enjoy streaming. Like, I like constantly look forward to being to stream. Now, granted, I'm not, right, like, I'm not having to edit high content because I'm not, like, so far, like, I haven't gotten to the point where I'm, like, cutting these to put on YouTube and whatnot. My goal is to get to that point, right, to kind of do back and forth, and you can find, so my, again, for anybody who watches this who didn't watch my last stream, my username is kind of misgiving. It's fallen Lucifer for the time, but it will shortly, very shortly, it's like next month, as soon as I'm able, be changed. And as soon as it does, I will be putting out a thing being like, hey, I changed my name. Every other platform is ready for it. And this is gonna sound so paranoid, but I'm not gonna say what it is here until I've already changed it, because I don't, or like maybe the day before, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I say it out loud and I don't know anymore. But because I don't want it to be taken, because I want it to match literally everything else I've got, because I've got it all set up based off of Twitch. But Twitch, it's not taken. It wasn't taken on YouTube or Twitter or anything like that. So it's all kind of set up to get this going. So also for people also joining the stream, I haven't put this in the bio yet, and I really should, but oh man, I should have let him take another track. I could just save myself some time. Whatever. See? Where's Feindal? What? Okay. Well, I don't know where he is. I don't think he died, but whatever. I think it's Snake Whale, if I remember correctly. Yep. I could have looked up there on the stones, but I just didn't want to. For anybody joining the stream, I have Tourette's, so bear in mind what you watch. There's some things I say that might not make any sense. Oh gosh. Oh no, I got ataxia. Ugh. It sucks so much. That's gonna be a problem later. I better get that fixed. Anyway. So some things I would say may not make sense. I might pop like that or do different noises. I'm sure you've seen some other streamers who have them. There's a couple really popular ones, or at least one popular one. So yeah, you just kind of get what you get, and I'm gonna innately say I'm sorry, because you know, I just feel bad. I feel like I need to apologize. It's not like I say what I'm gonna say and on purpose. But it is kind of the, I don't like you and I really don't play the game with you. So yeah, just know you're getting someone who might randomly pop something and might offend you. It might not. I don't know. But it's just what it is. So yeah, and I hope that you don't get too annoyed by the popping. But you know, again, nothing I can really do about that. So yeah. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Just yeah. I hope, though, if anybody's watching, I hope you're having a fantastic day, night, time, whatever you're currently up to whenever you watch this, because I know, based off my last video, a lot of people watch post the stream, so you know, I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're having a good day. And if not, you know, things are something I learned to tell myself, as this is something my dad has always said, and something I said to myself in basic training a lot, because it was the only way I could keep my sanity in some cases, is look at yourself in the mirror, or just, you know, close your eyes and think about it, and just tell yourself that in every day and in every way, things are getting better and better, and every day and in every way I am getting better and better, and you know, kind of take that and strive with it. Like, you know, it may seem really hard, like what you're dealing with and what you're going through, but there's not an end all be all permanent Like, even, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to hope I don't catch some flack for this, but like, right, like even if you're dying of cancer, right, like it's terminal, right, you still have the opportunity to live each day knowing it could be, like, we all live knowing it could be our last, but some people are, I don't want to say blessed, but like given the opportunity to know, hey, you're gonna die very soon, so you make the most of the time you got. Like, appreciate what's around you. Smell some flowers. Like, you know, do what you love. Try new things. And, you know, that can be said even if you're not dying. Like, take a moment and, like, smell the flowers. Like, seriously. Take a moment and, like, look. Like, I think the first 2 years I was in college, right? I had been so busy. I'd been, you know, before that I had worked on an ambulance, then I'd worked in a fire department, and both at the same time. And then I moved, you know, across the country to here. And, you know, I was so busy, right? I didn't take time, and I was getting married, and had gotten married, and my wife was pregnant not too long after we found out she was pregnant, a couple months after we got married. And I got so busy. I was so stressed, right? And one day I was just walking between, because the way my college, it was community college, the way that was set up is it was 1, 2, 3, 4 small buildings, right, that were kind of spaced out. And I was walking from one to the next, and I like looked up, and I was like it was so quiet, right? It was quiet, it was calm, there was a slight breeze, and there were just blue skies with a few clouds, and I was like, man, it's really pretty out today. Like, I'd just forgotten what the sky looked like, and I told that to the guys, you know, at basic. I was like, you know, like, and then on, you know, and later I was like, man, you ever just look at the sky and you're just like, man, what a time to be alive. Like, I'm right here at this moment. Like, I may be unimportant to some people, but I'm important to others, and, you know, it was just really nice to just kind of take a moment. So, you know, I highly encourage you, if you ever just take a minute and look up at the sky. Something simple as that. We're so occupied so often with what's directly in front of our feet that we're constantly looking down. And, you know, we constantly have headphones in, and you know, we just don't, and I'm guilty of that still. Like, a lot of time I go to my current university, and I'm like, my current college, and it's just like, you know, I'll look at it and be like, I'll just look at the ground and listen to my headphones and kind of hope nobody just kind of get to my class. And, you know, that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either. People are introverts, people are extroverts, you know, people are what they are. But I think it is also important to occasionally just take in what's around you. Don't take your immediate surroundings for granted, right? Because you never know when something might happen. A forest fire, right? A tornado, you know, there's just a myriad of things, right? So, you know, just take a moment. But anyway, that's enough of the deep philosophical, right? So yeah, I think this is going good overall. I think we're getting through. I hate these swinging blades. You should have seen the ones, again, you should see the ones in Oblivion. They're like giant, massive things that make those look like tiny things. And man, they'd like slap you across the room, and you'd be like, well, I'm dead now in one hit. They were extreme. I don't know. What was your favorite, like, if you're out there, what was your favorite Elder Scrolls if you've played them? If you've played just Skyrim, or, you know, just one of the others? I mean, that's fine, just say that. But For me, I have played a tiny bit of Morrowind. I've played the online, I've played Skyrim, and I've played Oblivion. And, you know, and I've you can tell by now because I've talked about it for 800 hours. Oblivion's my favorite, but again, I grew up on that, and that was just kind of my should be moth owl bear, I believe, bear moth owl. Excuse me. So yeah. Oh yeah, something else about spreads. I may lose my ability to speak and or lose the words I'm trying to say just mid. And if that ever occurs, I don't know sign language other than basic letters of the alphabet, which if you ever want to learn sign languages, that's the worst to start with. Don't learn the alphabet first. People who speak sign language will tell you, well, people who sign language will tell you that it is not, or those who can even just do it, who can speak, will tell you don't do that. But that wasn't a choice of mine. That was just the circumstance into which I was uniquely put. But anyway, I really hope he doesn't shout and throw my sword across the room. He does that occasionally. Aha! There we go. Man, I'm so bad. But yeah, I really like Oblivion. Again, I grew up on it. I think Skyrim is great, and I like Elder Scrolls Online. I'm not a big fan of Morrowind. And that's just, because my brother, who's, 6 years older than I am, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. Like, that's his jam. I think he likes them more than the others. But, that's fine, because that's what he had, right? And so, but I liked Oblivion. And there are a lot of people who have never played Oblivion and think Skyrim's the only game that's ever existed in this series. But, yeah, Oblivion is the bee's knees, as it were. Oh, hey, Stendar. Thank you for blessing us. Gonna wear that for now. Probably for a while. Heavy armor's almost at there. Wow, we're getting ready to be able, so I'll save that point to see where we're gonna go from there. So now let's leave. I could have sworn I didn't dismiss Feindal, though. And when I was getting ready to start streaming, right, I kind of was debating whether or not... Okay, yours...
We heading out?
Oh, I must have told him to wait here at some point. Lovely. I was debating whether or not... I thought about doing, like, Are the Ever Popular Corpse Husband... or Swagger Souls, or a couple of the other famous YouTubers and Twitch streamers that we all know, where they don't show their face, and I thought about that for the longest time. But I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna do it.
I'm gonna put this never forget.
So yeah.
You've done a great thing for me and my sister.
I decided to just go with it, but I wish I had a better camera. I mean, the phone's nice. I hope the quality is good. It looked good on testing and when I had it at the start of the stream, but it's not the using this phone is not my end goal. I'm hoping to get a Logitech camera here pretty soon. Problem is they're sold out, and two, they're $70. But so hopefully we'll work our way to it. Here, you can read how that guy stole your thing. Yay, petty soldier. Alright. So now that's done. I have the dragon stone. So the dragon stone, right? Normally you can just go and drop it off and everybody's thinking, oh, well, he's gonna meet. Oh my gosh, you've got more? So that's from the Jarl. Yep.
Looks like that's it.
So, right. Yeah, no. My goal, I just do that to just get that out of the way, and also because it's good experience. It's good. You might get some good gear or whatnot. So it's a good chime, and we're level 9 now, so that's really nice. Plus you can take care of the qual, but I have no intention of turning that in for a while until I'm ready to start the main quest, because I don't like dealing with dragons 24/7. Which I know is part of the game, but it's like the Oblivion portal. So Oblivion had a very similar thing where I'm going to go ahead and exit this, and we're going to start getting ready to switch over to Skyrim. Yeah. So Oblivion had a very similar thing where you had to go rescue oh, hi, my friend. How are you? Shoot. Can I get? Oh gosh, no, I don't want to do that. Let's just keep that back small up there. So anyway, yeah, it had a pretty good. Well, it started here. Actually, before I do that, let's. Again, I'm still learning the ins and outs of this. Oh my gosh, I hate it when it does that. It's like I'm trying to get this to like fit, but it wants to get real flippin' large. So yeah, we'll just set this here for right now. So I'm gonna be right back. Actually, I don't know why I'm gonna be right back. I guess I just need to stand up and stretch for a second because sitting is kind of not that good. So yeah, been live for almost an hour and a half. So all right. Yeah, so I'm still working on getting scenes set up and better transitions in this, but it is what it is. So I don't need this anymore. Yeah. This is if the browser if you play World of Warcraft and the battle.net thing looks different to you, it's because I'm using the beta, which is available to everybody and soon will become the permanent browser here in the near future. So let's what do you want to work on? Stream live to your friends. Well, I am streaming currently, so come on. He looks so dumb in that stupid. This whole thing looks absolutely atrocious on him. Oddly enough, I thought I was going to end up doing as you can see, I have a very unique type of. Let's check over in the Alliance realm. I have Right, so something I realized in the last stream, because I was talking about, oh, I like this, is also, if you notice, like, you'll notice I have way more alliance females than I do horde females. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 18, right? So 10 out of 18 is 5. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't count her because I need to switch her back. So like 11 out of 26, 12 out of 26. So it's like way fewer. But that's because I think in my, okay, we're gonna do some Shadowlands stuff here. I want to see if the rare is up, right? Trying to get rares killed right on Shadowlands is so, it's not easy to get. Be like, oh hey, this is up, and people come. It's like you can say something's up and nobody shows up, especially even if it drops unique like loot. And I don't use add-ons. I don't use add-ons. I don't use alternative UIs, like none of that. It's never been something I've ever wanted to do because I just don't like the stress of it. What is all this? Bloated loot fly? What the heck are bloated loot flies? I don't know. We're gonna go see if, basically we're just here to see if blood bubbles up because I really want this. Where is it? Through this, right? The grungy containment pack, which is essentially what looks like plague pumping through it, which I think looks awesome. Yeah, you're alright. But anyway, yeah. Can I see, right? So I'm, yeah, okay, I can see it. I think, like, ultimately, it's you know, I think this was okay, bottom line, leather armor for this Covenant looks better than Venthyr, which is the reason this rogue went in. Oh, that's where that comes from. That's a leather outfit. Oh, I love that. I love the three-dimensional effect. Like, I love outfits that are three-dimensional versus like a just flat, I guess. Yep, okay, so now we need the belt. Let's not go too far back, obviously. That has to be it, because I just realized it matches. And I also realized I can just Google, but yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the whole set right there, right? And for those of you who have finished your Renown, you've basically already unlocked this whole set. But I think it looks awesome as a set. Venthyr just let me down as far as okay, let's see. Let's slide. Oh no, that's gonna
The arena's gladiators are being dismembered left and right. Find something to sew
Are
them
you
back
up?
together.
Bloated blue fly is, but not who I want. The blood bubble that drops the thing should be here, but he's not that I see currently. Oh, I thought. Oh, it's like no. How do you want me to get any higher than this? Right? Am I missing something? I really haven't Googled it at all, so that's on me. So, oh well, I'm gonna kind of mosey my way on over here and I guess log out. We'll kind of check back later, see if he's up. But I think ultimately that gear looks the best. Which means if I really wanted to use that containment pack, it's really going to need to be a Maldraxxus character. That kind of stinks because I really like Venthyr. Like, I know some people don't like the Venthyr, but like, I think they're cool. But yeah, this goes back to my point earlier about like choosing a race and whatnot. Is the camera's blocking this too. Man, that's the worst placement for this thing. But it is what it is. So, yeah. So, like, they look fine. Again, like in my last stream, wouldn't play them either way. I don't like the males, but I like the females. I can like both of them. And this is aesthetic-wise. I like the males, don't like the females, and the same applies for trolls. Like the males, don't like the females. Orcs, male and female. Tauren, male. Male. Female. Male and female. Male and females. Male, female, male, female. Male and female. Female, really. Female and male. Male, female. Male, female. Male, but not female. Female. Male. Again, wouldn't play them, but both. And then male, female. So, I kind of, this one has much more balance, right? Except for the Draenei and the Kultiran. Well, I guess in Worgen, right? Kind of those four. And these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races that are 6 races technically that I just don't like the look of. But that's irrelevant. Because right, like here's the thing. I love the lore of Fel, right? So even though I have him, he just, I don't like, I think male orcs are too big, right? Like, look at the size of those pauldrons, right? So take a look at those, right? That's a male orc, and here's a female warlock, right? It's almost the same armor set. Like, there's so much more, like, these make sense. Now, granted, if you've seen, right, the Warcraft movie, you'll see, in the Warcraft movie, Duratan is standing there talking to Gamora, right? Oh my gosh, why is it on stream? I can't remember the name of things. Garona. Oh my gosh, I'm stupid. So he's talking to Garona, right? And he's got Khadgar in his hand, and his hand is like, I don't know if the camera can show this, but like halfway down his body, right? Like he's barely just holding his arm up, and his hand is on Khadgar's face, and it's basically like all of Khadgar's head, but he just has it to where he can still see with his eyes out, but he could just squish and he'd be gone. So if you look at that, and that is the Chris Metzen and them said that the scale of the orcs to the humans in the Warcraft movie is the accurate lore representation of orcs in game versus the humans in game, like that big. So the pauldrons kind of make sense in that sense, but they just don't look like they're statistically accurate, right? Like they look so big. They didn't even look that big on Sourfang, honestly. Oh, I mean, ultimately, I like the Warlock because the Warlock can heal, right, and has a lot of utility. And when it came to deciding for a class for myself, right, I already had a warrior, but the warrior can't heal itself, not effectively, and neither can the hunter. They have like one-use things. The mage can't heal themselves. The rogue can. The priest can. The warlock can. The paladin can. Druid, shaman, monk. You know, I don't like the hero. We'll take out the hero classes for right now. So then it became I wanted a thing that had more than one DPS spec. So that took out priest. That took out paladin. And that basically took out druid well, it didn't take out druid. And it took out monk. Then I wanted something to where, because I wanted to be able to switch, and I wanted to like more than one spec. So that left rogue with 3 specs, warlock with 3, druid was eliminated because it only has the 1. I don't like ballads. Shaman with 2, right? So it came down to shaman, warlock, and rogue. Rogue's problem is that it's the damage and the balance right now is so off, and you can only take so many enemies before you're just stomped into the ground, right? So that left warlock and shaman. Now elemental's great. Enhancement I loved in Warlords of Draenor and Legion. But when BFA came, they took a lot. Well, actually, even in BFA, I liked it. But then with Shadowlands, they've changed a lot. And so Stormstrike doesn't work like it did. And you're not doing the same amount of damage you would be doing, at least at lower levels. And so it feels like your face is getting smashed in repeatedly. But I still like the Shaman. The downside to the Shaman is it has the 1 healer spec, which makes it so that way you're like, if they're really desperate, they're like, hey, can you heal? I don't want to heal, and I don't want to tank. Now the thing about the warlock is, yes, the pet can tank, but I don't have to micromanage the tank. It just does, and I just have to make sure it stays alive while I'm doing my damage, right? And it also came to class fantasy, right? I mean, both are equal. 3 artifacts I loved versus the 1 artifact, which was the Doom Hammer. But, however, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I'm like, maybe I should do a shaman, right? Because that kind of leaves, and both look so good, right? Like, if we let's take it to 5, we'll do the thick in more than one way, thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. We'll take it to the blue, because I think blue makes more sense. Swipe. Plugs will stay. Nose ring will take out. Necklace of bones. Bloodlust will change to ghost. Give us some red tattoos. I need to change brutality, I think, to ferocity. Yes. So there you go. There's like 1 out, and look at that. It looks awesome. So versus this one where like, even though you can use those, like, it's just not. Then bones. So okay, and here's another gripe, right, about this Moghar skin. So, right, this is 5, and you'll see how the jaw looks normal. But if I or this skin color, so if I choose the next one, right, that upgrades the tattoos, it looks like she has a 5 o'clock shadow right here. And somebody pointed that out, and I've never been able to unsee it, so I hope that somebody else... Like, it's not major, but it's, like, right there. Like, you can see a slight... So, like, brown, gray. And it just looks like shadow. But I do like the look, so also I need to change hair color, because I don't like that hair color. What the... Wait a minute. What is this? Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, like, the Maghar? Or the, standard shaman, right? This one can say they grew up outside with the frost bulls, right? Look at the arm muscles on this, right? Like, dang, woman. I just like the green skin. I think the green skin just, like this emerald skin just looks so nice with the blue eyes. This one can also say they came from Outland, and like the alternative is, oh, they grew up with Garrosh and were like close with him, so when he came they like absolutely followed him right up until Pandaria, when it just the elements were like something's wrong, and you're just like I guess I have to make a choice here, you know, do I let you continue on, or do I say something and stop you? You know, obviously choosing to say something and stop you, but because you followed him for so long, right up until a siege, maybe that's why you end up in Revendreth and have to answer for crimes. This one, I don't know. I just wish this hairstyle was available for the Maghar, because I think it's such a good looking skin. I don't think they can, like, none of these look as amazing, right? Of course, I would also like change the eye color, obviously, to like this to get that black rock. But interestingly enough, actually, if you use these two skins, yeah, that gives you that Dragon Maw look, but it also looks like more Blackhand-ish, because Blackhand is gray, right, with the burn marks and the scars and stuff, with burning eyes. So it's extremely interesting, I think. I don't know why they gave him gray skin and then gave the races this the black rock skin, right, when he's this color. So I don't understand their logic there. But maybe we can go with something different. Yeah, we'll stay with that. So we'll hold on to her for a minute. Because ultimately, like, I want to do a warlock, right? So it comes down to the undead female, the undead male, and I think it's just ultimately these two. So it's like Jade and Arthur. So we're going to keep working on Arthur like we were yesterday. Arthur is basically just doing classic up until we can get him exalted because like inevitably when they come out with the Forsaken / Undead, however you want to call it, hold on, I need to make sure I got all my stuff equipped. Get that, eat this, drink that. They're gonna basically update it to where obviously like the Blood Elves, Tauren, Gnomes, Worgen, I think those are the 4 current ones, right? Worgen, Dwarves, Gnomes, Goblins, Tauren, Blood Elves. So 6, right? In order to use said one stamina. We'll save that anyway. Should we use the potion of inky blackness? I think we should. Yeah, we'll do that. I like how gloomy it looks, especially in this forest, right? Like it gets real dark, and I think it's not too dark. Let me check and see if any other. Hey, welcome to the stream, Bloodfire. Welcome. I'm sorry I'm seeing your comment a little late. I have this set up to where I can't see the chat because I'm using my phone as a camera. So sorry for just now getting back to you, but welcome. Hope you're enjoying the current stream. So yeah, but moving on. So yeah, I kind of like the inky blackness of this potion. I think they're really cool. If you want to know where you can find them, and just don't feel like going to Wowhead or something, or you're just kind of busy or something, you can get the inky black potion from a vendor who is in the forest on the Dark Moon Fair Island. So obviously you can only get it when the Dark Moon Fair is up at the beginning of each month. They don't cost much. I bought like 200 at one point so I could send to different alts and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like how drastically dark it gets. Like fires look so much more potent. Again, and that's just a happenstance of the way it looks, but I like it. I think it adds it, especially for the Forsaken starting areas, especially when you're dead. Like it just adds a kind of thing. So let's see what kind of dungeons we did that. Let's do Q for Dead Mines, Rage Fire, Halls and Monastery, right? Those are Stormwind Stockade. Sholomon's pretty straightforward. Uldamon takes a while, but it has some pretty good loot. Ultimately, honestly, actually, let's just do classic. Let's just do random. I have a feeling it's gonna. Okay, 3-minute queue. Yeah, so it's gonna pop pretty quickly. So yeah, we'll do what we can. So ultimately, I am searching for a new main. My main in BFA was my main in Warlord Janoran Legion was my shaman. Ultimately, my Tauren shaman. And in Legion, I kind of shared that with the druid, but I wasn't as good as. Actually, the first half of Legion, right when I still had my guild, we were raiding through the first 2.5 tiers. It was Death. Like I liked the druid, but I was raiding Death Knight because I was just better at it. And I don't get me wrong, I love the Death Knight area, but anyway, I think then I eventually switched to the. I switched to druid, and then when the guild actually at the time that I was with moved servers, which was kind of sad because I knew a lot of them personally, and I'd been so ingrained into the thing, and raiding has never been like, I'll do LFR as much of a cancer as it can be, right?
Heroes, I require
But
your aid.
I didn't feel like going with them, so I stayed behind, and basically that allowed me to now play anything I want to play. So, which again has its bright side and its downside. But so I need to move that just a little bit so I can see all my buffs. So yeah, it became I went back to my shaman and druid, and then in BFA my warrior actually got the limelight the whole time, and him and my shaman are obviously the only two, but my warrior was the only one who actually got anywhere. So, but now with Shadowlands, there's kind of a huge divot in the way that the warrior kind of performs, and I don't like kind of the changes that were made to it and whatnot. And the warrior only has 2 specs, whereas like this has 3 or something, or a different class might have more. And so I didn't feel like like changing it up that much. I didn't want to keep going with it because the warrior, again, my biggest pet peeve with some classes is the inability to heal oneself. And I get that there are ways to make up for that, but it's so much easier when I can spam a healing button over and over again. Now, granted, and I've got this, but I've also got Soul Stone. I'll have, Drain Life. There's so many different ways you can keep yourself going as a warlock. And so ultimately I knew the next class I wanted to do was a warlock. And so this is basically going to take over as my main. So essentially, you guys are going to join me on the quest to level 60. And then eventually we will inevitably join the Vinthier. And drink wine and know things. That is what we will do. That is exactly what we will do. And we shall do that until the end of time. Oh man, he gets dropped shoulders. And the thing about what's the word I'm looking? The thing about retail, right, versus man, I hate that the only AoE I have is that, but like Affliction has even less than that, honestly. Makes you miss destruction with its abilities. Oh, good grief, what was I saying? I apologize, guys. Sometimes my brain is there, sometimes it's not. Oops, nope, I didn't know how to do that. So yeah, so ultimately it came down to just doing this. And we're going to join the Vinthier, drink wine, look at all that stuff. Fun stuff. So I also really like the Covenant armor there. I like the thing. I'm looking forward to going through Heroic Nathria. I thought about doing Blood Elf, but my problem with Blood Elf is that Blood Elves are everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Blood Elves. I love looking at people's art of Blood Elves. I like them in general. I like their culture. I like their whole idea. But I think they're just overplayed. They're so... And I'm not saying undead are they are less statistically played, right? But, they're not as just abundant, right? Now, granted, here we've got one Volpera, one Blood Elf, a Troll, a Pandaren, and an Undead in this dungeon group. So, by that definition, we're kind of evenly spread out, right? But there's a lot to be said for that. So, yeah. So, this is kind of our trip to 60. getting things done, experiencing the Covenant campaign. Where are we going? Where are you going, bro? What is... Oh, I see. We're instead of going across the bridge, we're gonna go... So, why did we pull these things? I don't know why we pulled these things. Like, we could have just skipped it, but okay. This goes back into my rant yesterday. Not really a rant, but my critique that certain tanks are great and certain tanks are really bad. And honestly, it doesn't give a flying rip, like right in these early any leveling dungeon, anything short of mythic dungeons. It does not give a flying rip how good or bad your DPS are. All that matters is that you have a good tank or hopefully a good healer, because that's ultimately what it boils down to. If you have a crappy healer but an awesome tank, you're still gonna lose out because the tank is doing all of your damage, or is not able to compensate. Now again, it makes it hard, right, in certain circumstances, but I'm talking for the majority. You can have 3 DPS that basically smash their face into their keyboard and be fine. But you need a good healer and a good tank, right? And in some ways, no, there's no way around that. You need both. You really need both, because if you have one without the other, like, you can have a great tank and a crappy healer, people are still gonna die. If you have a great healer but a crappy tank, the tank's gonna lose aggro and still inevitably kill everybody. So that kind of leaves you in a point of, you know, you're doomed either way. Man, really? Nothing? Mush lump. What can you give me? A ring? That's okay. 1. Okay. Robes of the Lich, which look much better than what I've got. So maybe if we don't get anything, we might get the robe. Wait, what's up here? Oh, is this the corpse? The grave moss. Nice. We'll take some grave moss. I don't know if you can hear the soundtrack or the music in the background, but the music you're hearing is actually the OG what's the word I'm looking for? The OG undead soundtrack. So like in classic or in vanilla or in now classic, if you go back and go into the inn in like Brill, you'll hear that music, that like that ding ding ding. I don't know what instrument, like crystals. I don't know what to describe that as. Honestly, I very poor descriptions. But yeah, that's that kind of interesting little tidbit. Another interesting tidbit, and a lot of people know this, but in case you don't, if you stand in the throne room in Undercity, with like right as you're like, if you're like walking into Undercity, right, like the main entrance where the throne is, where Arthas murdered his father, if you stand there and turn the, I believe, ambience all the way to max, you will hear the conversation from Warcraft 3 where Arthas confronts his father and then kills him. So that's kind of a cool little thing that they did. No, there's 2. I didn't know he was a warlock too. How did I miss that? See, he's probably, if I had to guess, wearing heirlooms. Yeah, he's wearing heirlooms. I could And I think, honestly, the undead look better with this than the troll does, but that's just me. I could have... I can wear... Like, I have... like, 21 out of 33. Like, I have, overall, like, almost every heirloom, with the exception of certain PvP ones and whatnot. But... like, it made a difference, right, when, like, before Shadowlands, they gave you, if you had every piece, including one of the rings, which you could either get from the garrison missions in Warlords of Draenor, like this one, or where is it? This one, the Dread Pirate Ring, by winning the Stranglethorn Vale fishing tournament it's every sun?
Together we can put a stop to death.
Oh no, I didn't get a chance to turn that in. Oh well, I'll get. Oh, I'm going way back. Whoops. I don't see it on the calendar. Huh? Maybe I'm missing something. Anyway. So. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, so you can turn up the sound. Oh yeah, so anyway, the man, I wish my brain could hold on to the thought for a split second. The heirlooms, right? So before Shadowlands, if you had all those, including the ring, you'd get a 50% bonus to experience. So if I did a quest for 100 experience, I'd get a bonus 50, so that'd be 150 experience. 100,000 give you 150,000, etc., etc. So it adds up the higher up you go. Plus, and if you were a monk and you did the class quest in the Peak of Serenity, you would get an additional 50%. So monks were making a full extra 100%. So if they were getting 100,000 experience for a quest, they got 200,000. So it was ridiculous. Monk was the fastest class I've ever leveled in my life. Like, I got one all the way to like 90, level 92 before I stopped. It was so stupidly easy to just. But now with Shadowlands, they no longer provide that bonus. They don't give the experience bonus. Instead, they have, you can see there, the Regalia Fabled Adventures, and they produce set bonuses, which starts with the rest of the experience consumed is reduced by 30%, out of combat regeneration in normal dungeon, blah blah blah. Gaining a level triggers burst of knowledge dealing holy damage, and blah blah blah. Rest of the experience consumed is reduced by an additional 30, so basically it lasts 60% longer, right? So yeah, they do have their uses, but it's been so long since I've leveled without heirlooms and had like a predisposition thing. It's kind of been nice where you pick up these pieces and you're like, oh, I don't have trinkets and a ring and a neck and a shoulder and a head and all these other pieces, you know, like straight off the bat. Like, I have to earn them and find them. Which brings me back to my earlier thing I was going to say way back when with Classic, is that one of the things you lose with Classic, right, is I was leveling my undead warlock through there, and I found shoulders, some gray shoulders on a mob, and I went ballistic. Because I was like, I found some shoulder. I was so happy, right? Because in Shadowlands, you take a lot of stuff for granted. Granted, though, now if you do the RPG math, we get less loot now. It's harder to get loot in Shadowlands than it was to get in Classic. So, take that as you will. But you lose a lot because we take things for granted. But a lot of stuff you just had to get lucky finding. Like, you didn't get your first shoulders until the mid-20s, at best. I mean, heck, even in Cataclysm and Mists, to show you on the map, a dwarf could start in Dunmore at level 1, and he'd be nearly level 30 going into Highlands, like level 25 almost. And right here, there's a quest on the bridge where you can finally get your first set of shoulders. If you hadn't already gotten into a dungeon and gotten some or whatever. But that was the first time you were going to pair them. Because also, right, like, some of these dungeons, if I can find one that's a good example. That's a bad example. That's a bad example. What's a low-level dungeon that gives... let's see. Yeah, here. Male helmet, right? Level 19. Or, well, I'm level 19, but basically level 10 or whatever that now unlocks you could get. So, it's like a helmet, right? But in, like, even before that, for Azeroth and this whole leveling change thing, you could... you'd be level 40, easily level 40, before you even remotely came in contact with a helmet. Like, you'd be mid-30s at the least. And shoulders, again, like, level 20 from Shadowfang Keep in a quest, or, you know, mid-20s. So, there's a lot of stuff that we take for granted now, because now we have access to them way sooner than we did before. Some water. Rather, I should say I needed water. I was getting a little thirsty. So yeah, that's just kind of one of the things, a kind of takeaway, if you will, to evaluate as you will how that works. Some say it kind of cheapens the experience. Some say it makes it a lot more fun. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide whether you think that's more fun or whatnot. But as for me personally, I don't really know. In some ways, I miss the nostalgia of, like, getting that feeling of, like, getting it for the first time. But at the same time, it's like, oh, hey, here's this piece. I'm glad I know I can earn it earlier. But I think, honestly, though, being honest and objective, I think I prefer the old way of, like, getting at higher levels. So it makes the leveling be like, oh, this is so much cooler because I can earn this now as opposed to later. Oh, crap. Okay, so we haven't gotten any loot, which means there's a very, 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 very good chance. Wait, where's this? What? Saying that grave moss is like right here. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. I'm dumb. Lady, I'm dead, in case you haven't noticed. Like, I'm skin and bones. There ain't no life to give back in. Like, I'm dead. Like, dead, deadified, dead from the neck up, dead from the neck down type thing. Like, there's nothing that's gonna pour life back into me. Just necrotic energy making these things move. But I do appreciate the thought. Thank you. I'm glad you don't just see my skin and just immediately think undead abomination. At least you offered, and I appreciate that. Because it's offer that counts. Instead of just being like, screw you. Like, oh, stand back and have life. Throw back into you. Except for you, dead man. You're just useless. Be like, thanks.
Step quickly into the redeemed soils and allow life to flow back into you.
Hey, level 20. Okay. Yes! Yes! Thank you so much. Yes. Okay.
We have done it. I will take the phylactery into safekeeping. Aminar will no longer control the Quillbore nor threaten Kalimdor. Good luck,
that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Yes. That worked out perfectly. We succeeded. My apprentice, we succeeded. Where others did fail. Okay, before we exit out of this, let's Google real quick, right? Let's make sure camera's still on. Yep. Let's Google demonology warlock. I still have caps lock on. That's a problem. I see veins, right? So we're gonna get a builds and talents. This is kind of how I figure out what kind of things I want. Now it's not the greatest help when it comes to like these are just generic and it kind of labels them. So it's like Essence Drain, Amplify Curse, Call Fell Hunters. So I guess we'll just go with Call Fell Hunters then in that case. And we'll put that right there. Right? For the time being. I need to also close this page out because if not it's going to be like... Okay, so that was successful. And we got robes, we got boots, we got pants. So yeah. I think this is a little too... Oh boy, okay. Well, you guys want to play, huh? I think it was a little bit too dark with that potion. Like, it's so hard to see, so we'll brighten it back up again.
Strength and honor.
I feel that. I really do. I feel that in my soul. Okay, so this will take care of the last organ that I need, which means that just leaves me with browsing some of these drunk sailors. Are they drunk, or are we really just getting them re-drunk, right? Like, they're kind of, like, passed out. We're just, like, I guess technically they're past, like, they're defeated almost. And this is like, oh, hey, here's some reinvigoration. Take this and call me in the morning. Give them the old, turn it on and turn it off and turn it back on again. Which, if your doctor ever tells you, take this and call me in the morning, which they shouldn't, because that's not how medicine really works anymore. But, yeah, we're gonna put this probably right there. We'll move that around. So we need one more. Gotta rouse one more person. Come here, you. Here, have some ale. And help me out here, Oroski. There should be a rare down on the dock, so hopefully he's there. If not, it's not a big deal. But it would be kind of nice to get that, well, then why don't we just hold on to that until you never know when you might get a weapon that's like, oh, hey, if you put this and this together, it's better than that. It's like, oh, cool. No, I don't use that. Yeah, I can't tell from this distance. It's hard to tell. Too far. That guy's here. Nope. So, if you ever come down here, right, there's a guy that stands next to this guy who's also fishing. And he used to be for a quest for rogues, for undead rogues back in Classic through Wrath. But anyway, he was converted into a rare, and you can find him down here. He's neutral, so you have to engage first. He won't like just attack you. And let's see if we can't cast into this pool and get the Old Gnome in the Sea achievement. There's that. Now we just gotta see if we can't pull up like a chest or something. Because if you pull up the chest, there's a chance that a book will be inside of it. And in that book teaches you how to track fishing pools. So hopefully, nope, just money. Not bad, but yeah. And then it'll be like a search bar where you can track like fishing schools. I don't see any around the vicinity to show you what I mean, but you have a vague idea. It's basically a pool of fish like that. Like even something like that would show up. So come on, Morgan, I'm ready to fire. All right, Gridley, get ready to fire at will. Three, two, one. And there we go, just like that. So now we're going to use this to return the sepulcher.
Mokra, go with honor.
Speak, friend. Go forth to victory.
Don't think that's going to be better than what I have. No, it's a kind of a loss. But it would have replaced the other ones I had. But I do like these purple ones. They're quite nice. So, so we hit level 20. Which basically, yeah. So what we're going to do, because I want to be able to be faster, is we're going to do a couple things. We're going to fly to Brill. We're going to learn our training. Then we're going to take over to Orgrimmar. We're going to immediately turn on war mode. And at least until level 50, we'll use war mode and then we'll turn it off, right? Because war mode's kind of nice because you get the automatic bonus of, like, yeah, 10% right now. Alliance get more because it's like, apparently there's less Alliance. You know, everybody's like, oh, it's horde biases, but I'm like, really? Because, like, if you ask me, it seems like the Alliance gets shafted a lot. No, excuse me, the horde gets shafted a lot. Not because they're like cut out of cutscenes or irrelevant in storylines, but for the simple fact that the Horde are always the bad guys. And I get that. Like, that's the whole point, and that's why a lot of people play the Horde, is because they're supposed to be the non-stereotypical good guys, right? Like, if you want to be the stereotypical knight in shining armor, play the Alliance. If you want to be the basically anti-hero, play the Horde. That's essentially what that breaks down to. So, but I think a lot of the Alliance gets shafted because, I don't know, it just feels that way. But, or that the Horde gets shafted because they're always made to be the bad guys. They're always like, everybody's like, oh, they suck, and it's like, we can never do anything right. And we've had 2 war chiefs now that were atrocious. Like, Garrosh committed war crimes, but, like...
What now?
There's just... I don't even have anything for freaking what's-his-nuts for Sylvanas. Like, she literally burned down the tree, kind of gluing the whole place together. Don't think I have anything to... Yeah, okay. How's my cooking? 84? Not bad. Not great, but not bad.
I'm listening.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot what the second part we were going to do. If I had taken off, it would have been like, well, that's too late now. Saw that on the map and was like, need to get that. I'm always gonna miss the fact that I want to call them dirigibles, the blimps are basically no longer, or the airships, I think is what they're called, Zeppelins. So I'm sad that they're never gonna be coming back and forth from Northrend. Or from, not Northrend, just anywhere in general. I remember the first time I took a Zeppelin to Northrend, I basically was like, I wanted off the thing, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna jump off. And it did. And I died, suffice to say. And then when I got back to my body, everything had a skull on it because I was level 20 in a level 70 basically area, right? So, yeah, I was in way over my head. And then I arrived back in that same spot later, and I was like, oh, this is where I was. You know, a few years later when I'm older and knowing half of what I'm doing. Excuse me, I remember when I got my Death Knight to level 70 something. I posted him on Facebook and I was like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. I was like 16, 15, 16. I was so, no, I would have been 2012, so 2012, I'd have been almost 17. But I was so proud of myself. I was like, yes, my first level 70 something. It was my undead Death Knight, who is now an Orc Death Knight. Yeah. Went from undead to blood elf to orc. Man, my eyes are...
God all day.
No, this is not Skyrim. If you look, it says playing Skyrim, then on to World of Warcraft. So, no, yeah, I put that in the original thing that, like, this was gonna be, which I guess, let me retag this to... I hate retagging this, because you can only tag it to one thing. So there, I updated the information. Now it should say World of Warcraft, but it does say playing Skyrim, then on to World of Warcraft. So there. Are you happy now? Does that satisfy you? Good. How was work today? That face. Oh, what even is that? I don't know what's happening in that photo. Was it that bad? Like, what? Like, did you work first shift today? No, tomorrow's first shift. You're covering first shift, right? Today was just normal second. Oh, first. Oh, tomorrow and Sunday. So today was just second shift? Yeesh. I hate to ask why it was so bad. That's unfortunate, but you know, well, oh man, yeah, I know, it's, you know, this is only the second time streaming, so it could be, it could be worse, it could be a lot worse. I think the camera quality is a lot better than it was on the first stream. But yeah, I need to get into doing scenes and transitions and things like that. And again, having the camera will make answering chat a whole lot more easier than me having to do this whole thing. Yeah, it's a good start. I think it overall could have been it could have been worse. it could have been a lot worse, a lot more disastrous. But yeah, I think overall it's a good start. Probably gonna keep going for about another half. I think we're gonna go till about 12:30 is my goal today, to get to 12:30. So about another 30 minutes and some. But yeah. So yeah. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And anybody who watches the stream afterwards should absolutely go watch his streams and his channel, because it's awesome. Got a lot of good content on there. So yeah. Oh, I see. Chat pauses. So interesting. That's interesting. So anyway, where were we? Ah, yes, we've landed. Okay, so now we're gonna go pick up some insignias. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, these are also, if you ever see or play I highly recommend playing, if you play World of Warcraft, trying Classic. Like, just once. Experience it like it was in 2004. I promise you, well, I don't want to say you won't regret it. You might regret it. Not because it's bad or anything. It's just because if all you've ever known is this, right? Is retail, specifically anything from like Cataclysm to now, it's a whole different ball game. It's a entirely different beast than what it used to do, or what it used to be. Things are a lot more streamlined now. To get into like take for instance, right? Where is it? Zul'Farrak, however what you want to pronounce that. In vanilla, you had to craft a scepter right? And the same, well, we'll get to that one. For Zul'Farrak, he had to go to the top of Zentha Allure, I believe, in the hinterlands, and have, I think, lightning strike it, or there was something. It's been so many years now, I can't remember. But essentially, you had to set it up, and it would complete the mallet or the hammer or whatever, and you would then use that to open up to ring the gong to summon Gazrila or something like that. And then Alderman had a giant key that you had to basically play. You know, a lot of people are like to make fun of Cataclysm for having so many references to pop culture, but Alderman had a straight Indiana Jones reference from classic, like from vanilla on, that legitimately you had to craft the staff like you see in the first Indiana Jones movie, and then insert it into a little hidden village, which the light would then hit, which would then open a door, which would release a boss. So, yeah. But there was a lot more to it, and of course, the molten core, which, and the thing is you cannot get the same, even with classic, right? We're not able to replicate what vanilla was like. Vanilla is too impossible to perfect. It's when Molten Core came out, it took a long time, and you had to get the stuff, you had to like get fire resistance, whatnot, and the thing lasted a good time. And then what's another example? I guess the best example would be the Temple of Ankh-Raj, right? Or even Naxxramas. Is Naxxramas launched on Classic? I don't know. I haven't been keeping up. I think it's out on Classic. I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, it is out on Classic. So, like Ankh-Raj, Cthulhu, the last boss, the first old god we ever fought, he lasted the longest amount of time that any boss has ever lasted. I mean, like a couple hundred days, like 100 and some days. He lasted a long time. And then Naxxramas, the original vanilla Naxxramas, right? Only 0.5%, if I'm remembering the statistic, only about 0.5% ever completed that raid of players, because it was so ridiculously hard that not a lot of people ever beat it. So with Classic, so many people have beaten the raids in times that were super quick. I mean, way quicker than they should have been. But, you know, oops, there's Smithers. So, yeah, pop that. Drain health out of you so I can heal myself. So yeah, there's a lot to say for it, but for the most part, it is a pretty good way to give you that taste again. Like, as far as that rating goes, a lot has changed since then. We've changed since then, I think. Like, I think the biggest jokes that were told, you know, the things that we were concerned with are so different. Like, one, the jokes were basically Chuck Norris, like, all the time in Crossroads. but also like we were concerned with the war because it had just basically started at that point. There's a lot of things that we were concerned with that are almost irrelevant now, or should have been, but somehow keep dragging on. But that's neither here nor there. Bell domination. We'll put that right there. Or I'll put that right there, actually. But anyway, so a lot's changed. We're different, and the reason the raids go so fast now is because there's not a learning curve. They're not having to make this up as they go along. We've already experienced. We've had years of roughly. This came out in 2019, so we'd had 15 years. Yeah, it was the 15th anniversary. So 15 years, right, to learn the tricks of the raids. So when the time came, it was like, oh, well, we already know this is going to happen, this is going to hit for this amount, this is this ability. Like, all these things, we knew them. So when, they do the modern thing, it's just like it's smashed in the face type thing. So... And it has that's both a blessing and a boon. So take it as you will. So yeah, I think it's important to know where the things have definitely. I need to replace that belt. Good grief. Chunk of boar meat I will take, and I will sell those.
What are we, if not slaves to this torment? What joy is there in this curse?
I think I'm now friendly with everybody. Yay! They all like me, mostly. They won't just be like, not sure what to do about you. I'm still working on getting through Undercity, though. How many points? 4 secondary guards. So this, I'm pretty sure if I turn this in, it'll complete the Sepulchre. So I'll leave Ruins of Gilneas. Move down here to Ambermill. And to the front, and on the battlefront will take place all in this. So yeah, so we're not that far. We're about halfway through, and we're getting the rep, but it's gonna take. Hopefully by the end of Silver Pine, we're there, and we're not any real higher than 30. But if we're 30 or whatever, it's fine. I just like to experience some other stuff, kind of. Alright, drop me wherever.
What is it?
Yeah, so there we go. That completes that. We'll kind of complete that.
Dark lady, watch over.
So yeah, okay, so I think we'll Oh, no. How do I get rid of that? Close, okay. That is not at all what I wanted. I need to fix that again. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, I think overall that was good. So we're gonna keep going with that, and basically work on on so that actually we got about 20 minutes. So why don't we switch this back to Skyrim, right? And we'll play some shorten myself up again so that way I don't overlay. Okay. I think we'll just kind of what level are you? 31. What have you done? Honestly, I'm just insanely curious because I always forget where characters are at. Yeah, you can get rid of that. I don't really care. I think, yeah, be interesting to see where we're at with this. Okay. Okay, so we're at this point. So what have I done? Mace of Moloch Ball. Okay. Right, okay. So I've already completed the main quest on this one. I've already finished. So I finished the Civil War. Started the Transmundane. Completed the companions. So I've done the companions. I've done the Civil War. I've done the main quest. So yeah, so we're in Forgotten City. Dawn Guard hasn't been started. Library. So that's okay. So, well, we know where we stand with that at least. So, what if we just click load and say T character selection and just automatically go straight here? Shows you how far you can get if you just do like one side quest there. All right. He should be following me, right? Yes. Okay. Now, me personally, right? You can take the road or even this way. I'm not entirely sure which is faster. This honestly could be the slowest way, but it doesn't feel slow, so it's just, you know, I think it's fun. You're like, well, you're kind of swimming, like, instead of running, right? And it's like, I get that. But once you hit this point, you're not doing a whole lot of swimming. It's just more of, like, falling with style. Well, Faendal's actually following me, so I just heard him break his leg, probably. Then you take all this, you go here, you go here, you spin across that, you take this waterfall. Broke my leg. Broke my leg, my other leg. And take the rapids, which speeds you up and deposits you right here. So the haunting room medium. So I don't know which is faster, honestly. Like either one could be faster than the other, to be fair. But I think it's more fun. So ultimately, that's what it boils down to, isn't it? Whatever's more fun. Unless you're really like into like minimaxing, I'm just like, hey, me see water slide go zoom, so I want to go zoom, 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 zoom. So yeah. I don't know if that cut off for you guys, but like the lightning struck and it was like, and it just went away. Oh, there we go. Okay. Man, you gotta love true storms. I love this mod. It makes the storms so much more aggressive. Now, where's the dead troll? Oh, there it is. Okay, they're dead giants. Excuse me. Remember when nobody knew how powerful these things were, and you get like smashed by a club and thrown 100 billion feet in the air?
Certainly, that's why I'm here.
The Queen of Sideboob has blessed us with her presence.
Not from the old man's. If you go
And like, if you don't believe me that she's the Queen of Sideboob, I mean, look at that. It's like, yeah, yeah, you know. Oddly enough, she is probably. Ooh, I could also marry Lydia. I keep forgetting about Lydia. Poor Lydia. She's the second most. I think she's the first most, actually. I think it's her and Lydia are the top two most married companions for obvious reasons. I mean, one, they're both attractive. Two, they're both useful. Three, well, I think Lydia gets a lot of hatred for freaking, like, no reason. All right, you wanna fight? Come on. I don't need magic. Come on. Oh, you can wear plate armor for all I care. I'm gonna beat your face in. No, but like, I think, I don't know. I think both are amazing. My brother married Ayla the first playthrough he ever did. I've married Ayla once or twice. I have never married Lydia, so maybe we should do that. Because like, as much as I like Serana, because I'm doing the warrior playthrough, I'm probably going to do the werewolf, which doesn't really work with Serana. You know, you can do cross-faction love, you know, whatever. Do you cross-species love? I guess. I don't know if it would be a different species at that point.
Now that's what I call a punch. Not if you ever need another blade
Yeah.
on your side, just
Thanks. I think overall this is going pretty well. Look, what is? I hope that's like not part of a. This water's glitching out on my thing. If that, oh man, if that glitches out too hard, I'm gonna have to. Oh, that's gonna be real annoying if this is like, what is happening here? And I have to go through my mods. Something's causing that, and I don't know what it is, so we might have to look into that. Okay, the door's fine on this side, so I don't know what the heck's happening.
got some good pieces out here if you're looking to protect yourself. I'd say the city's, but you're probably more interested in your Vasker.
I did not mean to hit that button like immediately. That's kind of unfortunate. I gotta reload. So you don't choose this option off the bat, you miss this option, you miss this little mini thing, and it's just, yeah.
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. It's a sword. Listen.
Yeah, I'll take it. Conveniently, I am headed that way right now.
Are you feeling all right, dear?
Yeah, I need to. Here, tell us, do something for me here, bro. Active effects. Yes. Okay, got rid of it. Thanks. Thanks, my dude. It's because I'm a Nord, isn't it? You like me. You know you do. I like me too. I'm pretty cool. The downside to getting Lydia is you have to start the dragons, which is unfortunate because I really don't want to pull the dragons, so there's a lot of questions. So I'll have to decide if I want to do that.
Well, that explains why the guards let you in.
I just think we need more information before we act. I just...
Who's this then? So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes? By Ismir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue?
If you've never seen the gamer poop with him, with Balgriff, where he's like, I be Balgriff and I be ball and ball, like that whole thing, I highly recommend watching that. It's the stupidest thing I've ever watched. Also watch the gamer poop for LA Noire. It is so funny. I quote that thing so many times in the day. It's like, not like every day, but like he'll be like, I want to play with my baseball. And it just, if you watch it, it makes, it's so funny. So dumb, but so funny. Anyway, what you gonna give me, bruh? What you gonna give me, bruh?
Well, here.
Leather armor. Do I look like I wear leather armor? I'm wearing iron.
My court wizard. He's been looking
Thanks,
into a
I
matter
guess.
related to these dragons.
Nothing. Okay, so if I talk to him, right? This is gonna start that. So we're actually gonna quit here because I don't want to make this decision yet. So, oh, I got my Skyrim mods in. Like you best believe. So yeah. So, but anyway, that should show up as me talking, right? Yeah. Okay. So. Anyway, I think we're going to call it for tonight. I think a little bit shorter than where I had intended to hit, but I am feeling it. So anyway, thank you for everyone who came to the stream. Thank you to those who commented. I hope you appreciated it. Yeah. So, yeah, I glitch, and I hope you've had a fun time watching this, and I hope you enjoy the stream and enjoy the rest of the time, whether it be day and night or whatever. And yeah, so have a good time.